Alright, y'all. Now I'm about to go through a bunch of these old mining rigs and repurpose them for, I think, display walls for sure, and physics. Because mining with GPUs, with old video cards, you're not going to make any money at it. You're going to suck more electricity than you're going to produce. However, I mean, I may try a couple. I've got some Xeon Phis and some really weird that I know work with these. That's another limitation of these, but that's not the issue on this. I should explain. The limitation is these guys only seem to like AMD, NVIDIA, and video cards, and they will take Xeon Phis, but as far as other cards, I haven't gotten very much to work on these little adapters yet. I'm working around that. Meanwhile, you got to be able to power these devices, and it's really simple. Okay, for your video cards, I mean, you don't always have just 6, but it's a 6-pin Molex connector, hot on one side, ground on the other. It's 12 volts, people. Come on, this is actually intended for some kid's car stereo so they can run their amps at home. And 100-watt continuous duty power supply, basically a big battery charger with some really nice capacitors behind it to clean it up. And it does work. I won't plug it in hot. I've got those two going. I've been playing with those. But, so now you know the pinouts for the power. And if you're looking at the connector, it's that edge seems to be ground there. Hey, but so that's one way to get power. And of course, you've got conventional power supplies. This is one I'm about to use. That little computer under there. Alright, so normally on these, get my finger under them. The green and the black next to it, if you twist them together, that sucker's going to stay on and give you full power, and then all your PCIe powers are going to come up and be available. And that's a handy thing. They also make, and I have one here somewhere, they make little dummy plugs so you can get power. But beyond that, now most of these newer power supplies have plenty of spots, and you do have to watch your wattage. Let's see, some of them are going to be PCIe, yeah, see, peripheral connectors, PCIe connectors. And you can get the little adapter cables, such as these. Actually, that's a 6 to 6. Here's a 6 to 8. And boom, you're in business. Other ways to power these things. Okay, like this here, you can trip your power here and keep it on. That's what's been done to this one. And literally, one side's hot, one side's ground, people. It's that easy. You can make yourself a nice little PCIe express power supply, and that's really handy to have that like that. But these just slip on the end. Actually, that one's been hot, so that one has to... I'm not going to use that one. Got another one. Got a bunch of them. Alright, this one appears to be still in good shape. And now, on these, you've got a power button on this one. Straight or sync. Okay, so you can trip the power on that. I like to just use a relay, but yeah, there's one that has a little button. Okay, Here's one that has the little actual button. This one here. It's a momentary on button. Just take a momentary relay, rig it to anything in there. Boom, it trips. Problem solved. You can do the same thing. Just rig a momentary relay to anything that's going to come on when the power first gets applied. Don't do it on the fan line though. You know, pick one of the USB lines, and you know, obviously the power side. You know, just put a little reed relay in there. Well, no, you can't do it with a reed because that would stay on. You have to use a momentary on relay, and they do make them, and they're really easy to find. But otherwise, you know, you can just hit the button every time. And problem solved. And I think on these sync ones, they just come on when the card says, hey, something's trying to wake me up, or when the little PCIe card says something's waking it up. I'm not sure on that, how that one's triggered. I haven't looked at any cartoons on that. I'm just making an assumption there. Because I know that this one was working behind this big boy down here for a minute. I'm still trying to decide how to proceed with this big boy, because he's going to replace mine. That one I'm going to give to a vet, but this guy's going to take me more than a minute to get configured. That covers some of the power supplies, and there are other ways to power these things. It's not my job. I'm doing this for free here. It's not my job to figure it out for you. I mean, I've seen guys do this literally with Walmart Schumacher off-the-shelf battery chargers, and they would brag about they had to find the ones that stayed on when they were on boost. And yeah, they were walking out of here with heat sinks from hell. I mean, you know, I give the kids this shit to do shit with. I don't care. I'm more curious than they are, and they come up with cooler shit than I ever thought of when I was a kid. Literally, I mean, the one kid, he's got a huge ass car battery charger from Walmart and a bank of those big car stereo capacitors behind it to clean it up, and that's how he's getting his 12-volt power for all his little toys. He's doing the card thing. He's not doing the computers thing, although I have given him a couple. He's more playing with the PCIe riser cards and repurposing them to, I'm not going to say other things, but just to where he can use cards which he can't normally run inside his machines, and this is not one of his machines. And that's a bad illustration because I keep reaching over there hoping it's open, and I know it's not. I'll do a demonstration of the automatic ones when I'm prepping that. But anyway, that covers power supplies, and there's power supplies for these things. You're better off on eBay than anything else. And these little guys, you can feed them a couple of ways. You can give them 12 and 5 here, just like you would a drive. I believe that is, I believe you can feed these guys with regular SATA power, or you can feed them with PCIe power. But you can give them 12 and 5 here, or you can just give them 12 here, and they work, and that's good. Alright, we'll holler at y'all later.